Hello there, everyone, and welcome to another episode, I guess you could call it, of The Theorist. And today I'm reviewing what happened in week 1 of season 17 of Dancing with the Stars. And of course, I'm your host, JC Botero67. And we'll go ahead and begin with the opening. I really liked the way it started off. It was kind of like outdoors, like in the limo, on like this red carpetish thing, I guess you could call it. And then it was just dance after dance until they made it into the makeup room behind the stage. And then they finally made it to the dance floor and, finished up there. So that was a really cool way to kick off the season, I thought. And I also liked how they kind of showcased the partners. So, you saw like Leah and Tony in the makeup room, and then like Christine and Mark outside, and Jack and Cheryl and everybody else. So it was really cool to see that. So then we'll move on to the first couple who kicked off the season. That was Brant Daugherty and Peta. I accidentally mispronounced Brant's last name in my previous review. Daughtry, I don't know why that came to mind. So I just wanted to point that out and apologize, and I've got it right now. But anyway, in their like little video before their dance, they were pretty flirty with each other, so I definitely see them being like the most talked about couple of the season. But yes, so they did their dance, and I thought they did pretty well. So, pretty good expectations, and he'll definitely get better and better as the season progresses. And so he ended up getting a score of 7, 8, and 7. Moving on, we have Leah and Tony. When I first heard Leah speak, I was kind of shocked. I did not expect that cute little thing to have a voice like that. But that's beside the point. I still love her anyway. And I feel she's off to a good start. She got 3 sevens, so a total of 21 points. And, I think as the season goes on, she'll be getting better and better. And I did want to point out something that Bruno had mentioned to her as like his criticism or praise comment that the judges all do. And he had brought up the Miley twerk, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but Leah's face was priceless. It was just kind of like, you could read it, and it basically said, "Don't compare me to her." Like, just the look on her face, it was beautiful. Because I probably would have reacted the same way if someone told me that. Then we come to Corbin and Karina. This was Karina's first ever contemporary dance, and you'd be shocked because the dance was that great that I literally thought that this performance was taking place halfway through the competition. It was that amazing of a dance. And they got a good score. They're pretty up top there with 3 eighths, so a total of 24. And, I have to say the dance was amazing, and it was expected because, as I said, he was in High School Musical. He also did theater, so he has, these moves, Anyway, the way the dance started out, I really liked because it was like that cloth thing. They were both hanging onto it and kind of spinning around with it, and it was so awesome. It was very, very well done. And, I'm definitely eager to see their jive next week, because that's the next dance style they'll be tackling. So, very high expectations for them. And, the last thing I want to say about them is that they are so cute together, because they each had mentioned that, Corbin was just all like, "Oh, Karina's my dream partner," and then Karina's like, "Corbin's my dream partner." So, they ended up with their dream partner, so I think that's great. Okay, then the fourth couple to dance the night away was Jack and Cheryl. I do want to say that I feel even worse now for having predicted in my previous review predictions video that he was going to get the boot. I definitely don't think so. My mind has completely changed on that matter. And I feel bad because I didn't realize that he had multiple sclerosis and that the reason he's dancing on the show is to raise awareness of it. And, he proved me wrong. And like Carrie Ann said, I'm blown away. And I have to agree with her on that, because he did really well in the dance. He's got the foxtrot down. And, you know, for someone who's suffered and is suffering from multiple sclerosis, I mean, it's impressive to see how well he did with this dance. So, I mean, he proved me wrong. And, you know, I believe I did mention that. I don't know if it was in my review video or if I had posted it as my status, but, you know, I knew that I was going to be proved wrong with what I said about somebody and, you know, kind of discouraged with other people as well. So, I mean, that happens. You know, you can't judge a book by its cover. So I guess that's kind of what I did with Jack, and, you know, I'm glad that he was able to prove me wrong, and, you know, I'm definitely rooting for him to go far in this competition. And we'll finish that off with his score. It was 23 points, so very good. Very good. Next, we come to the queen of the evening, because she managed to score herself 27 points from the judges. This is a first for me, I think, with opening night having such a high score. Usually you see this, like, halfway through the competition, but, I mean, this was impressive. And as Bruno called her, she is a tigress. And, of course, I am talking about Amber Riley. And, you know, her cha-cha was just wow. Like, I was amazed with it. And I was glad to see her get her message across with this dance and, you know, with her participation in this competition. And you can definitely count on the fact that she is going to get far, because that dance she did with such a high score, I mean, you can only see her progress from there. But anyway, the message that she's trying to get across is to girls like her who, you know, are on the chubby side, you know, they feel they can't do anything maybe, but it's like, yes, they can. You set your mind to something and you can do it. And, you know, she's proving her point. As I had mentioned in my previous review, just because someone might be chubby or not have an ideal body doesn't mean they can't dance. And she proved that very much so with this dance. I mean, she beat out all the other girls who have nice bodies. So, point is proven. I'm definitely looking forward to more, as I'm sure you guys are as well. So moving on to Elizabeth and Val, they did a contemporary piece. Elizabeth had mentioned before how when she was younger, she was involved with dance. It was a real big passion of hers. So I felt that this was a beautiful reconnection piece that she and Val performed. And then, of course, with Val being shirtless, I mean, that's always a treat. So, they scored themselves a well-deserved 24 points for the night. Alrighty, and then after those two came Team Hot Knowledge, which is composed of Bill Nye the Science Guy and Tyne. And, you know, they did a cha-cha, and I felt they made a great song selection for the Science Guy. Weird Science. Great song, great movie too. It was the lowest score of the night, so the dance, it was enjoyable. I liked the concept of it, but dance-wise, it was not that great. But like Carrie Ann said, Bill is the heart of the show, and I love Bill. And I'm sure there are other people out there who love him and support him, and I know he had the lowest score, but, you know, we've seen this in previous Dancing with the Stars shows where the person with the lowest score isn't necessarily the one that's getting the boot. And that's what I feel is going to happen with Bill Nye. I think he might stay, like, for another week or two because everyone just, like, loves him and want to see him try and get better. So we'll see what happens with that, but it was a fun performance, I must admit. Then it was Keyshawn and Sharna with another cha-cha-cha. You know, I loved their interactions that they had in their video. And as Tom put it, they basically kind of had a charming level of annoyance with each other. And I'm looking forward to more of their interactions because they seem like so much fun. And I'm sure their videos are going to be filled with even more funny and silly, charming levels of annoyance. As for their dance, I thought it was an alright dance. It was pretty fun, pretty cute. So they had a score of 17. They have a second chance on Monday So, maybe they'll be able to kind of amp up their game and get a higher score. Because they seem like fun, and I'd like them to stick around for a little bit longer. So, we'll see. Then we were treated with a contemporary piece done by Christina and Mark. I loved it, but I think I might be biased because, one, I'm rooting for her, which I guess that's not much of a bias, I don't know. But two, she danced to a Zed song, and Zed is like my obsession right now. If I had to go with like 3 albums that I'm super obsessed with right now, it's Clarity by Zed, Random Access Memories by Daft Punk, and then In a Tidal Wave of Mystery by Capital Cities. That was totally pointless, but I just felt I needed to throw that out there. But anyway, back to Christina. She's just so cute. She's so humble, and I don't know, I felt her a little bit insecure, maybe. And I think that's what the judges had pointed out too, because she was kind of looking down at the floor, but then, once she got into the dance, she got more into it. So, that being said, I definitely see that changing throughout the course of the show. Like, she will start to lose the insecurity and kind of have more confidence in her ability to dance, because she's got it. She's definitely got it, and it could be seen. So, definitely looking forward to what is coming next for her this coming Monday and in future episodes of season 17. And she got a score of 22, so that's not bad, I mean, you don't want to be at the top right at the beginning of the season. It's kind of like that one question that they ask you in, I think in elementary school is when I got introduced to the concept. It's like, oh, do you want to win during, the first half of a game or the second half? My little naive self back then was like, oh, the first one, until, some other girl was like, no, you want to be winning in, the second half, because then you'll know for sure you will win. Because things could happen that, while you're winning the first half, you might end up losing in the second half. So, interesting concept, and that's what I feel is going to happen with Christina. Right now, she's average score. I mean, she's not bad, but, she'll definitely be getting better scores than that in the future. So I hope. All right, then we have the other Bill Engvall, and his partner, Emma. And I must say, Bill Engvall is hilarious, and I just love him. And I love how he wanted to be crowned the Rednecks Dancing King. I think he's got it. I was impressed with his foxtrot, so I look forward to more from him, more jokes, and, of course, more dancing from him as well. They scored 666, so a total of 18 points for the night. Okay, then the second to last couple to dance was Valerie and Tristan, and they did a foxtrot. She wasn't that bad with her dancing, and, I just love this woman. She's beautiful inside and out. I mean, her spirit and positivity are so impactful and touching, and she's definitely an inspiration, as Bruno had mentioned. I know she had, the terminal cancer, and she was actually supposed to be dead, 8-9 months ago, is what she mentioned. So, I mean, it's just so inspiring how she has looked at life positively and has moved forward, and look at her now. As she said, she's way past her expiration date, but it's a beautiful thing for her to still be living, and, her smile is just gorgeous, and I just want to give her a hug. She is like that grandma figure that everyone wants to have. And like I said, her dance wasn't that bad. She got 21 points, so that's good. And I really want to see her go far in this competition because she is so deserving of it. She really is. And then the couple to end the season kickoff was composed of Nicole and Sasha, or Snicole, as Brooke and Tom nicknamed her. A combination of her two names, the Jersey Shore name that she had, and then her name, of course. And then it's funny because they really are the shortest couple there, and I find it pretty cute. So, they're pretty adorable. And, I thought their dance was a great way to end the show. Nicole definitely has the moves. Very good cha-cha, I must say. And I do want to point out something that Len had mentioned in his praise criticism comment. And he had mentioned the phrase pocket rocket. If that's what I think it is, then Len is an interesting character in the phrases he chooses to say to people. But anyway, Nicole and Sasha were able to score themselves 23 points. So, everyone was pretty much on that level, 22, 23 for the most part. Highest score was 27, and then the lowest was 14. But, overall, very good dances for the most part. I think I'm still going to hold off on mentioning who I think will get the boot and who will make it into the top 5 because, they still have that second chance on Monday. Now, I do want to say that I won't get a chance to do a video after Monday's performance. I would not have the allotted time to get that cranked out before the Tuesday elimination show. So I will provide a link to my Facebook page, and I will have a status set after the show on Monday in which I declare who my top 5 are and who I think is going to get the boot. Now, in the next review, which I will start recording after the elimination show Tuesday, I will go ahead and mention the people that I selected for the top 5, and I'll keep it permanent. I won't change it. This is kind of like the whodunit review I did. Once I said, Melina or Ronnie were the killer, I stuck with it. But anyway, I don't know if you guys had seen that show or not, but it's a little bit irrelevant right now. But they're from the same network, ABC, so that works. If you have not seen whodunit, you could probably still catch it on the ABC website or find episodes on YouTube. I recommend you guys check that out because it's a really cool show. Murder mystery is always awesome. But anyway, I will go ahead and bid you farewell, and I'll see you in the next review.